Almost sounds like you're trying to do the Doug theme song.
Well, I don't know Doug, so...
Doug.
Okay.
From Nickelodeon.
I know. I know. Hi. What's new?
What's new is I hope you guys don't hear that buzzing sound because I do.
I hear it just a little bit.
Yeah.
We've done a little rearranging with our recording and stuff, and
With
I
our
think
equipment.
we're having some issues
We're having
there.
some feedback issues. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Not right now because we got to get this podcast recorded.
We got to get this recorded because I'm going to be gone for the weekend, and we won't have time to do it when I get back. So,
Yo. Okay. Before I forget to say it, I have a correction for myself from last week's episode.
Okay.
So, remember how we were talking about the World's Fair?
Yes, 1893 Chicago World's Fair.
1893 Chicago World's Fair. And I was like, oh, you know who else was there? Walt Disney.
Mm-hmm.
False.
Oh.
And I'm going to turn in my Disney fan card right now because Walt Disney wasn't born until 1901.
Oh my gosh, that did not even occur to me.
I know. Yeah. I just know that he was obsessed with the World's Fair. But I do have a fun fact about the 1983 World's Fair. Guess who was there?
Not Walt Disney.
Not Walt Disney.
His son? I don't know.
His son?
I don't know. I don't know. You said not Walt Disney. So I was like,
if Walt Disney wasn't even born yet, then his son
I thought you
probably...
said 1983. The 1893. Okay, I'm sorry.
Did I say 1983?
I think
meant
you did.
1893. So
that's why I was like, I know Walt. Okay.
The 1893 World's Fair that Tesla was at, and maybe even Frank Lloyd Wright. I don't know.
Right, possibly, yeah.
Walt Disney's father was there.
Okay, well, you were on. Well, he was a junior, right? So were you?
No, Elias Disney is his dad's name.
Okay. See, I do not have a Disney fan card. I just have a button that says first time visitor. And I think I got one that was like the official, like I'm a Disney citizen or whatever from Disneyland. But
that's cool.
It's somewhere in my stuff.
I earned a Disney citizen button by answering trivia questions while we were waiting for fireworks.
Sweet.
And I knew the answers.
You're such a dork.
Yep.
Disney dork. It's cool. I'm quickly. Well, I'm a Disney / Star Wars Marvel dork fan.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. It's all the good stuff. Anyway. Okay, so
yep, Elias Disney worked at the World's Fair.
Okay.
He was a contractor. He helped build the World's Columbian Exposition, and he actually moved his family to Chicago. So at this point, it was Walt Disney's dad, mom, and older brother moved to Chicago to take this job.
Okay.
And I'm just watching you take pictures of cats.
Yeah, and I'll share that picture with you later because I got my screen in there. So.
Yeah. But yeah, he worked at the World's Fair, and Walt Disney had a love for the World's Fair because of the stories his dad told. That's
cool. I wish I could have gone to a World's Fair.
Yeah.
Like they're not even a thing anymore, but like some of the history of it that was kind of like this is all the new stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and that would have been like, I mean, people traveled to those things. Like it was a big deal.
It was a big deal.
I would have loved to have been able to do that.
There are even nods in both Disneyland and Disney World to that World Fair, even though Walt wasn't around then.
Oh.
He was still very much inspired by all the innovations and everything in that World's Fair.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Okay. Well, a correction, but also some added cool information.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool. So anyway, sorry for saying that Walt was there. Good old Uncle Walt. He was not. He did attend a World's Fair, and I didn't look up the actual year that was, but it was in Chicago. and that sort of launched. It didn't launch his career. He definitely already had the career then, but he sunk a lot of work into that World's Fair. He had a exposition there. Anyway, I had to correct myself because I knew other people would.
Well, I appreciate the correction and the keeping us all honest over here.
Cool.
I don't have any corrections because I didn't look anything up after the fact. So if I got it wrong, I was blatantly wrong in my last episode, just be like, hey, fix yourself.
I mean, it occurred to me while I was editing that like I had said that and I was like, I should actually look up and see like when the World's Fair happened that Walt was at.
Yeah.
And that's when I found out I was wrong.
It's all good. It's all good.
How's your week?
It's been better than last week. It's been good. Like Tuesday was a really weird. I could not focus Tuesday. I was struggling hard to just focus on anything.
Yeah,
but it's been slowly getting better.
That's good.
I think I'm just like I'm driving tomorrow. I'm traveling, going to Texas to spend the weekend with my mother and sister. So it's a little weird. I don't know. I think that's just been on my mind. Like, okay, I was supposed to pick up the rental car today, but there was a whole kerfuffle, so I'm leaving in the morning. It's fine. Cat on my lap.
I'm like sad that I don't get to meet your family, but I'm also excited that I get time off. And like, none of my bosses know that I'm not going to Texas with you. So if you're hearing this, sorry, I was always undecided on whether or not I was going.
Yeah, it came down to basically right now.
Yeah. So I just went ahead and took the work off anyway. But I decided to stay home because there's just a lot of projects here that I need to get done. It's a need now. It's not a want.
I mean, I would like to just take the time off and just help you focus on all the stuff. But I haven't seen my mom. It's been I think it's just been over a year, maybe a little year.
Yeah,
at least.
I think it's been over a year. Like the last time you made the trip out there, you had your house.
Oh, shoot!
Right?
Yeah. Okay, so it's been 2 years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think it.
Lay down, please.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah, it has been a while. Okay.
So
I need to go. I wish I could go for longer, but I can't take that much time off work.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm going to go see her and hang out with them for a little bit, and then I'll be back next week, Monday. Yeah, it's a quick turnaround.
I mean,
it's
by the time this
2 days,
episode, by the time the episode comes out, you will have gone and been back. We'll be back now.
Yeah.
So
this little kitten is in my lap, and he's just so cute.
Aw.
He's got his head. I can't move my hand because he's got his head in my hand.
That's cute.
And one of his little fangs is showing.
Aw.
It's just really cute.
All right.
Tell me your subject.
I can't.
I can't reach the dice, so
I
don't have anything else to really like throw out there, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, as always, join our Patreon. We've got fun stuff going on. Nothing really new since the last episode.
Yeah, we do have I don't know, nothing really new.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything. I should write stuff down.
I mean, the last time we recorded was on Monday, right?
I think so.
And it's only been 3 days.
Okay, yeah, nothing
So,
new.
yeah, because we're recording this early.
The first batch of Rook Runner 5K medals went out yesterday, so some people will start getting those. The rest will get mailed next week.
Yeah. I mean, by the time you hear this episode, you might have yours.
Mm-hmm. So. By the time you hear this episode, some of you will have yours.
Yeah.
Others, your stuff will be coming.
Yay.
It's just timing. It's just timing.
Yeah. So get excited.
Whoop, whoop.
If you haven't earned it, do it.
Yeah.
And post in our Discord about it. We have a Discord channel for the 5K.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the Facebook group. You can always post there.
You can post on your own social media and tag us.
That's also fun.
Do tag, I think it's Rook Runners 5K, because I did see a hashtag for Rook Runners, that's something else, not with us. But if you add the 5K, it's us.
Okay. Cool. I never look at hashtags.
I don't either, but just tag us.
But just tag our social media.
At Jess and Hids Make Words.
Yay. Boop, boop. All right. Now we can roll the dice because I can't think of anything else.
All right. Can you move that a little closer to me so I can read? Or here. Sorry. Oh, don't go away. I just love having a kitten in my lap. It's just the most comforting thing. Oh, she rolled low. Oh, man, I might go first.
I rolled an 8.
I rolled a 6.
Oh, my
the
God.
streak continues.
This is ridiculous. Hilarious. Okay. I really do want to go back through the episodes and tally mark. Because that will at least make me feel like I'm a winner.
You're a winner. Of course you are.
That's okay. Okay, this is fine because my topic.
You were doing some last minute stuff and I got worked up about some stuff over there.
Oh my gosh, and I will talk about that when I get there. One of my sources just kind of disappeared.
Was it our FBI agent friend?
Maybe. Maybe the internet's slowly being scrubbed. I don't know, because
it's possible.
Okay, so in Indonesia, they're known as dentuman or suara tembakan Meriam. In France, they're called canons de mer. Brontidai in Italy, but also balza, lagoni, bamba, rombo, Batorlio, rufa, or tromba. The Japanese call them uminari. A few names for them in the Netherlands and Belgium are mistpuffers, zeedoffers, mistbommen, gonzen, and balken. In Latin America and Spain, people call them cielomoto. In Canada, they call them...
I'm like, what?
I know.
I'm trying to listen to put words together, and I'm like,
what?
Cielomoto. Cielo
Cielomoto.
Cloud or sky, right?
Yeah. In Canada, they
is it
call
sky
them,
trumpets?
Yeah.
Okay.
They call them sea farts.
Sea farts.
But it's spelled SEEFAHRTS. Sea farts.
Sea farts. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is awesome.
But here in the United States, you might have heard them called sky trumpets.
The sky trumpets.
Also sky quakes, God's trumpets, or the Seneca guns.
Because
Seneca is a place that they are heard.
Okay.
So,
this is fascinating.
What are sky trumpets?
I don't know. That's I don't know. So I think you need to tell me.
Nobody else knows either. That's the long and short of it.
Oh, okay.
It's a phenomena where a loud sound is reported to originate from the sky. It often manifests as a banging or a horn-like noise. The sound may cause noticeable effects on buildings, including vibration in ceilings or across the walls of a particular room. Those who experience skyquakes typically do not have a clear explanation for what caused them, and they are perceived as mysterious. All that came from Wikipedia about skyquakes.
I'm all in. I'm fascinated.
Yeah. They have been heard and reported in several locations around the world, typically in areas close to lakes and other bodies of water, but not always. They've come from the North Sea, the Ganges, Canada, Colombia, Japan, Finland, Vanuatu, Australia, Italy, Ireland, India, the Netherlands, Norway, Tierra del Fuego in Argentina, the United Kingdom, the United States, Mexico, Malaysia, Indonesia, just everywhere. They've been described as metallic, evil sounding, even apocalyptic.
Okay. I've heard a few recordings or something.
So this is where I was going to play the sounds for you. As I mentioned before, one of my sources is a podcast called Skeptoid, and they actually had isolated audio clips of these sounds, so I didn't have to look on YouTube, which was great because a lot of the stuff on YouTube are hoaxes.
Right.
So I went, Google Skeptoid podcast Sky Trumpets
Okay, Skeptoid.
and see if you can get to that episode.
Skeptoid
Yes.
podcast Sky Trump.
So I had this source all lined up. I had the transcript of the episode on their show notes. I had the page open to their show
This
notes.
site can't be reached.
Right?
It refused to connect.
I know.
But you had this open
I
like
had
just
it open and I was
earlier
reading
today.
it earlier today. Yes. And it was like while I was compiling my notes, I went to go grab those sound bites and I could not get to it. But for all of you listeners, if you want to hear the Sky Trumpets, just get on YouTube. There are so many videos on YouTube. A lot of them are hoaxes. So, listen responsibly, I guess.
Okay, I did find if I go to Apple Podcasts, episode is there.
The episode's still there. I didn't pull it up on any of my podcast apps.
Yeah, okay.
Because in the show notes, he actually just had sound clips that you could download. And I was going to do that and place them for you.
And this one...
It's so crazy.
Yeah, even if I use the link from the show, like from the Apple Podcast page, it still is a broken link. That's weird.
Isn't it? So like...
Okay, cool. I'm not nervous about this
right.
at all.
Yeah. So I will do some digging after this. And if I can find the audio clips that, I know aren't a hoax,
yeah,
I will insert them here. Hids, I know you've heard them before because we just recently watched
we
this
just watched
episode
it on the Watcher episode.
Yeah. Watcher
you
TV has a series called Mystery Files, and they did an episode about this.
So they had the isolated clips too. So
They did, yeah.
So, yeah.
And I will link that episode. It's on YouTube. I'll link that in our show notes as well. And I will also I'll link the Skeptoid website too, and maybe it'll work, maybe it won't.
In your favor.
It's so crazy. All right. So, early documentation of these sounds.
Okay.
In 1804, they were reportedly heard during the Lewis and Clark expedition.
Whoa.
Near Great Falls. Meriwether Lewis wrote, "Since our arrival at the falls, we have repeatedly witnessed a noise which proceeds from a direction a little to the northwest, as loud and resembling precisely the discharge of a piece of ordnance of 6 pounds at the distance of 3 miles."
Wow, he was up on his ordnance.
Right? That's a skill. And William Clark added in his notes, "A rumbling like cannon at a great distance is heard to the west of us, the cause we can't account."
Mr. Clark was just like, "Does it sound like a big cannon to me?"
Yeah, it just sounds like a cannon. And,
Meriwether's like,
Meriwether's...
"That's a 6 pounder. It's 3 miles to the northwest." Like, okay.
All right.
All
yeah.
right.
Yep. That is, like I said, it's a skill.
That's a skill.
Not sure how he learned it.
We talk about synchronicities. So in school, I did a project on Lewis and Clark. And then 2 episodes of the podcast I'm currently listening to referenced Lewis and Clark.
Yeah.
This week.
Yeah.
And like they're old episodes, but like, okay, anyway.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Cool. Mm-hmm. It's because of the limestone here in Arizona.
Because of the limestone?
Yeah.
The synchronicity?
Limestone is weird, I guess, with the energies and stuff.
Okay.
That's a deep dive we can go in a later date. Continue on with the...
It's like stone tape theory?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. In 1819, Washington Irving described them in his short story, Rip Van Winkle. He said it was like ghosts playing 9-pin bowling.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember that.
In the Lake Seneca area of New York's Catskill Mountains, a mysterious booming noise became so notorious it's known as the Seneca Guns. And even James Fenimore Cooper, he wrote The Lake Gun in 1850, which is a short story describing the phenomenon heard at Seneca Lake. And that seems to have led to the popularized name Seneca Guns, or the Guns of Seneca.
Okay. I didn't see there's a Seneca, South Carolina, and I was like, oh.
Oh, yeah, no, I always think about New York.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
No, you're good. I mean, that makes way more sense timeline-wise. Like,
yeah.
I guess. I don't know. Carry on.
So the proposed explanations for the sounds, and I got this list from the Wikipedia page about skyquakes. Moderate-sized meteors causing sonic booms as they strike the lower atmosphere. It could be gas escaping from vents in the Earth's surface, so the Earth is farting.
The Earth is farting. But, like, I feel like we could figure that one out.
I think that's
like
a measurable thing.
That's a definite thing that you could be like, oh, here is a crack in the Earth. Oh, there's a noise. There's a noise.
It farted.
Yeah, I feel like that's something we could figure out. So let's mark that one off. It's not Earth farts.
Yeah. And like, I guess meteors, we've got radar in the sky.
Yeah, I feel like that would be trackable. Like, I don't know how
it says causing
how
sonic
often
booms.
we pay attention to that, but I do feel like that would be another trackable thing at this point.
Yeah. With lakes, biogas from decaying vegetation trapped beneath the lake bottom suddenly bursting forth, which is, according to Wikipedia, is plausible in places like Cayuga Lake, or Sayuga? It's with a C. And Seneca Lake. They're large, deep lakes with millennia of deposition of organically enriched sediment.
Okay, I could see how that would work too.
Yeah.
Because you're not really like tracking that if it just happens and then no one's there to see it.
Yeah.
And
like, well, but
they're Nessie farts. Or no, Champy farts.
Champy, yeah. But that's only plausible in places with large bodies of water.
Right. But they're here.
They've been heard in other places
They've been heard in other places.
So another explanation is explosive release of less volatile gases generated as limestone decay in underwater caves. With the limestone. Again with the limestone. So yeah, underwater caves causing these sounds. Another explanation was underwater caves collapsing and either the released air and or a wave of water pressure. Why does this sentence not make sense?
I don't know. I can't read it from here.
Released air and or a wave of water pressure vacuum abruptly arriving at the lake surface. I feel like there's words missing in that sentence.
So like the
underwater cave collapses and releases a pressure vacuum.
Yeah, so it kind of goes like, and then the water just does its little bubble.
Yeah.
I got one hand. I'm going.
Volcanic eruptions, again, only in places with volcanic activity.
Yeah, and again, trackable. Like
earthquakes, also
trackable. Yeah.
This says shallow earthquakes can generate sound waves with little ground vibration, and the booming sound is heard only locally near the epicenter.
Again, trackable.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, if you're like, oh, we had an earthquake, and you just like, yeah, okay, cool. Oh, about that same time I heard these loud booms, you'd have to get the right, like, people would have to be talking to each other, I guess.
Yeah. Other trackable things, avalanches, weather, like distant thunder or loud sounds from wind damage. Another thing that I thought was interesting, but also could be disproven, is atmospheric ducting of distant thunder or other loud sounds from far off. So ducting is an enhanced propagation of sound or radio waves over long distances through the troposphere by wave travel that's constrained between distinct air layers. And I recognized the term ducting because I rabbit holed because it can also refer to visual stuff as well, and that is how we get mirages. There is actually a type of major mirage on our list. I forgot the name of it.
Fata
Morgana, thank you. That is caused by ducting, and what happens is there is a layer, like a thermal layer up in the air above us. I don't know like where it is or whatever. I didn't look that up. But radio waves and just light particles can bounce off that thermal layer and just sort of go back down to the ground. And this causes a sort of reverberation, I guess, that causes the mirage. It also does the same thing with radio waves. Only very rarely does it do that with sound. Which is why the ducting theory doesn't really work.
Yeah, because this is happening commonly. Yeah. Well, not commonly, but it's not a very rare occasion. Like these writers are writing about it.
Yeah. Like it does make sense, but I think that the atmospheric conditions have to be
so perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's happening in such different locations. It just like, I mean, stuff that happens with the weather and everything is so affected by if there are mountains, if it's a flatlands, if there's hills, if there's moisture in the ground, or if there's, the certain kinds of, like I know one of the areas where I used to work in North Carolina, there was a lot of granite. So they would get a lot of lightning strikes in that area. So like that can, like, there's so many different variables,
geological factors, and atmospheric factors
that would have to like come together perfectly.
Yeah.
And if you
And
have all these different locations that are experiencing this, the idea of that happening is going to be very slim.
Yeah. It's possible that all of these instances of it actually happening are just that perfect storm, perfect cocktail of conditions, because there are so many explanations. Like, this place is near a body of water, and here's how that happened. This place does have volcanic activity, so there's how that happened. This place, the thermo layer and the, ducting theory, that one actually worked there. So, like, it could be just the same sort of phenomena, but caused by all of these different factors and all these different places. But because there are so many differences in what could be the cause, and the geography of all the places that these things have been reported, it can't be proven or explained.
Yeah. There's no one, the only common denominator is the sound.
Yeah.
So,
which is why it's so crazy. So another explanation, and this one is very scientific. I'm going to try my best to...
Okay. I'll do my best to follow along.
Okay. Secondary atmospheric waves from plasma impacts of solar CMEs. CME stands for coronal mass ejection.
Okay, so solar flare.
Yeah.
Okay.
So CMEs generate plasma shock waves in space.
Yes. Okay, I understand that part.
And then, similar to a sonic boom caused by aircraft flying faster than the speed of sound in Earth's atmosphere, the release of these plasma shock waves could cause a sound that's similar.
Okay.
The solar wind's equivalent of a sonic boom in the solar system plasma medium can accelerate protons up to millions of miles per minute, as much as 40% of the speed of light. So
really, really heckin'
really,
fast.
really fast.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a proven source of auroras, but has never yet been shown to be sufficiently forceful and sufficiently abrupt to cause a boom.
Oh, okay.
But did you know that the auroras make noise?
Yes.
That's
yes.
this.
Okay. Why did I just... they mentioned that in the Watcher episode that we watched.
Yeah.
They played it. It's actually quite pretty.
It's called, it's known as the aurora hiss, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I say quite pretty. It's not just like a booming sound.
Yeah, it's not a booming sound. It's just like a constant, steady, yeah.
Okay, so another plausible.
Yeah, so plasma, whatever, from coronal mass ejection, from solar flares. Yep.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Again, I feel like it's not, that doesn't happen as commonly. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how the solar flare things how common those are. I mean, I know they are relatively common, but at the precise amount required to make a sound, unlikely.
Yeah.
It's aliens.
Hey, I was going to say that.
Okay. That's my answer for everything.
Yeah. It's got to be aliens.
It's either aliens or a cryptid or a combination.
Oh, what kind of cryptid would it be? Sky cryptid? Or is it
what are those little...
a ground-based cryptid that's just yelling up to the heavens?
Well, Bigfoot does knocking sounds and stuff, so maybe he's figured out... I don't know why I'm calling him a he, but maybe the Bigfoots have figured out,
You know how humans
can
can learn how to project their voice?
Uh-huh.
Bigfoot can do that.
Yeah.
When he does, he's got a really big lung capacity that can go on for minutes at a time, which is what these audio clips do.
So in feudal China back in the day,
like a trumpet in feudal China. Okay.
In feudal China back in the day, they had this thing where they would bury large urns in the ground.
Okay.
So I'm talking large, bigger than our 50-gallon drums, but maybe two that 100-gallon oil drums like that. They would bury those in the ground.
Okay.
Every 100 miles or something like that. And then you could tap on one and it would you could hear it in the other. And Mythbusters actually did
Wow,
a
that's
thing, and I'm
cool.
probably messing it up, but it was like just these drums that were, or these urns or whatever that were buried, and they could basically send like codes over hundreds of miles, like just by boom, 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 boom. So what if it's something like that? What
That's
if
cool.
Bigfoot has learned that?
Bigfoot is trying to communicate with the aliens, and he has learned.
I would like to go home now. I would like to go home now. That's what the sky trumpets are. E.T. phone home. It's E.T.
Oh, it's E.T. trying to phone home. That's all.
Aw.
I'm Bobby Lasagna reporting live from Area 51, and I'm here to say that I like this theory.
Thank you, Bobby.
All right. Something that was brought up on a few of my sources, but not on Wikipedia, says trains. Could be trains. Because have you ever heard a train braking?
Oh, yeah.
It's a crazy loud sound, and it's like metallic, and it's screechy, and it could, you can hear it over a big distance. Also disprovable, though, because not all those places have trains nearby. Or even within hearing range of their brakes,
Somehow I don't know that a braking train sounds like a 6-pound gun 3 miles away.
Yeah. Yeah, like that doesn't
I don't know what a 6-pound gun 3 miles away would sound like, but when I think of a gun, I don't think of a metallic screeching, like a cannon.
Yeah.
Like I don't think of a metallic screeching sound.
Yeah, so like trains might be an explanation if you're near enough a train track, if you get hearing the trumpety,
the metallic, because there are different levels of these sounds where it's
like some are trumpets, some are
like
cannons,
that metallic
some are just
screeching,
big booms. Yeah. So trains.
Okay, I like trains.
Yeah, we all do.
It's definitely like I do like trains.
So, in spite of the early references and the possible scientific explanations, the frequency of recordings and videos since the rise of phone cameras and YouTube has a lot of people thinking that it's all just one big hoax. Like they never were a thing.
Okay.
Referenced in early writings was something else. Maybe an earthquake, whatever. So a notable hoax. On January 14th, 2012, a YouTuber purposefully uploaded a viral fake to show how easy it would be to doctor a video and spread panic or misinformation, which hopefully we all realize how easy it is to spread misinformation.
Really know how easy it is and how easy it is to fake and spread misinformation, please.
Yeah. So this YouTuber said that after doing a simple search, they found an audio waveform that matched several other viral videos claiming to witness the phenomenon. So they just found an audio clip and they said, quote, "I made the video by taking out my iPhone and merely video recorded my balcony view while holding my laptop right behind it, while my laptop played in the background. Took less than a minute to do this. I made it because I was surprised at the attention these videos were getting, and the friends on my Facebook friends list were voicing their fear, which I think is wrong."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and this video is, it sounds legit when you watch it because it's obviously like shaky cam footage of this YouTuber looking out on their balcony. So like it's kind of like a panoramic of neighboring apartments and just like the cityscape or whatever. And you hear this crazy, ominous, apocalyptic sound. And they uploaded the video and they let it sit for a while before they actually said, "Oh, by the way, it's a hoax."
Yeah.
And it got a lot of traction. And even now, people still think it's real, even though the actual person who made the video said,
"This is
no,
a hoax." Oh, you're
fake.
hoaxing us that it's a hoax because you don't want to be like followed by the government or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Because it's trumpets from the sky, it could be signaling the end of the world, whatever.
I fully believe that.
So
the end is nigh.
The end is nigh.
I'm going to get my little placard.
So there is an obvious theory that this is biblical prophecy.
Okay.
Coming to life is the word I want to say, but that's not it. being fulfilled.
Being fulfilled, yes. Yeah. I was like, come to life. And then I started saying, bring me to life. So I was like, I don't know.
I did actually want to touch on this a little bit.
Okay.
So I kind of wanted to talk about the religious angle. And I found a source from Bible Hub. The folks there weighed in, and I actually really liked their answer.
Okay.
They start by going over the symbolism and the importance of trumpets that are referenced in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
They say in the Bible, trumpets hold distinct significance as instruments of warning, celebration, and divine message.
Mm-hmm.
Trumpets are also symbolic of God's direct intervention in future events. The scriptural trumpets often involve a revelation from God or signal a call to action. Historically, biblical trumpets were shofars or ram's horns or metal trumpets. And they usually were used to proclaim royal edicts, warned the people of Israel of warfare, and pointed to key spiritual truths. So like, not only were they used back in actual biblical times, but they're also used as symbolism in the Bible a lot.
Yes.
The article I read goes on to say that in reference to the sky trumpet phenomena of today, so like I just did, they actually mentioned the possible natural scientific explanations, as well as the possibility that there are many, many hoaxes out there.
Right.
And they say contemporary reports of sky trumpets do not necessarily align with direct biblical references. Many theologians, yes, goodness. Many theologians caution that these noises, while startling, do not necessarily fulfill explicit biblical prophecy about end-time trumpets. So, like, calm down.
Right.
They say about natural phenomena, they say scientific studies propose that certain sky trumpet sounds might arise from atmospheric disturbances, electromagnetic pulses, shifting tectonic plates, or industrial machinery. As an analogy, sonic booms or auroral electromagnetic emissions, like the aurora hiss, can carry for long distances, creating mysterious noises. And then they also point out the cultural and technological influence. In an area where smartphone recordings and instant social media sharing are omnipresent, heightened awareness could amplify widespread conversations about sky trumpets. So they're acknowledging that there's probably a scientific explanation or it's a hoax.
Right.
And then what they say about the sky trumpets within a biblical framework, so looking at it through the lens of the Bible, someone who reads the Bible, someone who believes the Bible, they actually say some are tempted to view every unusual sound in the sky as an eschatological sign. And eschatological means relating to death, judgment, and the final destiny of the soul and humankind. So like end of days sign. Okay. But the authors of this website caution against it, saying the trumpets referred to in the Bible that sound the beginning of the end will be unmistakable and occur in combination with other prophetic signs.
Yeah, I mean, it is like just because one thing.
Yeah, like you're hearing like the sound
it's a combination of things. It's not, like you said, if you read and believe with the scripture that the end times and all of that, it's going to happen. Like
there's multiple signs.
There's a multiple signs, not just one sign, and then in 10 years we'll have another one. It's kind of it's going to happen. Like, and like in one big kind of boof. But
as a Christian, I appreciated this answer that they're saying, like, just
calm down.
Yeah, it's fine. And then the last thing they say is they say that the Bible encourages discernment and wise evaluation. They say if the sky trumpets capture curiosity, one should investigate responsibly and consider scientific data. Yeah. Which it's great. Yeah. And they even they cited a scripture about discernment. I think it was in 1 John, and I don't have it written down here. But
Good job. Yep. There is like it's been a while, but multiple times in the scripture they do like use discernment, study. Yeah. Don't just like jump on one thing and run with it. Like there is like, learn this and study and that we should do that with everything
With everything,
in life.
yeah.
Like, don't just be like, oh, I saw a video on TikTok and it must be
It
true.
must be true. Yeah.
99% of that is not true.
Yeah.
Like, I was just talking with somebody, was it you the other day? And I was like, it used to be that, like, I feel like when TikTok came out, there was a lot of good information.
Yeah.
I mean, I say good information. A lot of it was, I just learned this in my 30s. And I'm like, oh, sweet summer child.
Yeah.
Like, we knew that. Like, Gen
Uh-huh.
X, early millennial, they knew. And
then it became
if you
like
grew
all
up
these
poor, you knew.
Yeah, you knew.
You know,
all the TikTok hacks, like the soda tab one. Like, if you bend your soda tab this way, it holds your straw up. And I'm like, the can holds your straw
The can
up.
holds your straw.
That's not a hack. That's not the purpose of the tab.
The tab is there to open
The
your
tab
soda.
is there to open the soda,
Yeah.
not hold your straw. Like, you
Also,
didn't
who
discover
used-
something new. Yeah.
I despise straws just because I don't like the way they, like, I don't like them in my mouth. It's
Interesting.
just a weird
I did
thing.
not know that about you.
It's a textural thing. I do use straws on occasion,
I
but
don't
if
like-
I can avoid a straw, I will avoid a straw.
I don't like paper straws.
Well,
Yeah.
paper
Ugh.
straws are. Well,
But yeah, straws in general, I have no problem with.
I just
Interesting. Okay.
I'm not a fan. I don't know why. I think it is just a textural thing. Yeah, I don't know. Textural, sensory, maybe sensory.
thing.
That's the word I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Anyway,
So
so the last thing I wanted to touch on, aliens.
it's aliens. This is what it is.
And I have in my notes, Bobby Lasagna thinks yes.
Bobby Lasagna coming to you live to confirm that yes,
Yes.
sky trumpets are aliens.
is
You heard it
aliens.
here.
I have NASA's take on it.
I love NASA.
I know. So NASA scientists believe the ominous noises could be potentially the background noise of the Earth, otherwise known as ambient Earth noise. Have you seen YouTube videos of ambient Earth noise? It's fascinating. Like sound recordings taken from space.
No,
They're fascinating.
I'm
They're really
gonna go
cool.
Find some ambient Earth noises because I love the Earth, and if the Earth is
Yeah.
speaking, I want to hear what it has to say. Ambient AM. Like if I'm just typing, I can spell, but if I have to think about what I'm doing, I'm like, okay.
They
I'm gonna
go
listen
on to
this.
say, I mean, don't do it right now. We
No,
are recording
I'm
a
not going to
podcast.
listen to it right now.
Okay.
I just have it. I'm going to save it right here. 10 hours of green noise, Earth's average natural noise. Cake. This is going to be your recording when we leave. You get to listen to the Earth.
Oh, good. Good for you. She doesn't care.
She doesn't
She's
care.
asleep.
She's sound asleep.
Since this still lacks scientific confirmation, rampant speculation continues about potential extraterrestrial theories for these trumpet noises. But it's totally aliens.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's aliens.
Yeah. So that's all NASA says is that it's ambient Earth noise. But
Okay.
like, watch the videos. They're loud.
It's really loud.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do remember hearing a couple of them, and a few of them were like the big booming sound, and then
Yeah.
a lot of them were that horrific screech of metal on metal. And I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Um,
I'm
So,
gonna
yeah, I
I'm gonna
think-
link the Watcher TV episode
yeah, it's
in
really
the show
good.
notes. It's a good
They're
episode.
hilarious, by the
Mhm.
way. We have talked about them a couple times.
Yeah.
If you like scary things, you should listen to their Are You Scared?
Yeah.
It's creepy.
They actually, Watcher TV has several shows. Are You Scared and Mystery Files are the only two that we have ever seen.
Mhm.
But they also have like a ghost hunting series
Yeah.
and they have puppet history.
The puppet
I
history, I
was-
think, a little might freak me out because I'm not a fan of puppets, but
Yeah.
I might watch it
I mean,
for
it is
fun.
just the one, I think. I don't know. I've never
don't know.
seen them.
I haven't watched
I've only ever seen the blue guy.
Yeah. um,
Anyway, that's it.
I was going
for
to say
Sky
a thing, but it went
Trumpets.
away, so it was unimportant.
Okay.
Sky trumpets.
Yeah.
I think that's fascinating.
It's a weird, unexplained phenomena that could have many explanations, or it could just be aliens.
or it could
or
just be
Bigfoot.
or it could be a hoax.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. I love like the concept of things that we can't explain.
The concept of things.
I love the concept of things.
Yeah.
I love speculating on things. That was me kicking something under the
Okay.
table. I'm sorry. It was a sky trumpet.
Ah.
I do. I love speculating on things, and like You know me, I approach everything on the internet with a healthy dose of skepticism.
Yeah.
Especially if it's viral.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this new viral thing. I don't believe it. But if I can do a little deep dive and get like, oh, okay, this is legitimate, or it doesn't seem to be just a sudden hoax or
at least
AI
partially
generated.
legitimate.
Yeah.
Like sky trumpets. Like there are actual reported sounds, but all over YouTube there are hoaxes. So like,
I mean, like Lewis and Clark, like who were they trying to go viral to? Like nobody. They're exploring
writing in their
a new
little journals.
place, and they're like, man, we heard some crazy sounds over by the waterfall. Which, by a waterfall, you do hear booming sounds.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of waterfalls where I grew up in North Carolina, and we would go hike and everything, and you could hear these big booming sounds, but it is like definitely coming from the waterfall.
Yeah.
Like you're like, okay, that's the waterfall sound, not like that sounded like it was 3 miles away.
Yeah.
But also like the land was quite different in the whenever, I can't remember when they were exploring, 1800s, 1700s, I don't know. But so like
1804.
Okay, so yeah, so like the land was different, and there weren't cities and buildings and stuff that could influence the weather or
sound waves
or anything.
Yeah.
So there's no telling. So it is fascinating that we have these like James Fenimore Cooper and Irving and Lewis and Clark, these historical references. And then I feel like now we have this social media presence. We're like, oh yeah, these big booming sounds. I'm going to make that happen, whatever. Just to, and so there's like, it's hoax based, kind of situated in possible fact, unknown facts.
Yeah.
So it's fascinating.
Yeah. What's your topic?
Okay. My topic is going to come with yet another trigger warning.
Oh dear.
It's a short topic, so we can probably talk a little bit about it. It's I have a trigger warning for this. Took place in the 1945, so things were a little different. But this could be borderline animal cruelty.
Oh, what?
It's Mike. Mike the
Headless Chicken. I love Mike.
I love Mike too, but like there's a part of me that's like, did you? Okay. All right, I'm just going to go.
Okay.
In 1945, the Olsen family, Lloyd and his wife, whose name I just walked away from and lost. Okay, I've lost her name. I'm so sorry. Lloyd Olsen of Fruita, Colorado. Fruita, Colorado, in the United States. He and his wife were in their farmyard, and they were going to process some chickens for dinner.
See, I don't think this is animal cruelty.
Well,
it's
no, that is not. I mean, I have done that. I have had too many roosters, and
I'm like,
then you have.
Dang, how PC are we trying to be
No,
here?
no. No, I'm just saying, like I have done that. You have too many roosters, so you eat them. They're tasty. Okay, so
you raise them
I don't
to eat them. It's chicken.
Chicken
is made of meat.
What I think is the animal cruelty part is that this Mike or Lloyd decapitated Mike, as you do when you're processing roosters. Mike stayed alive.
Yeah.
Despite not having a head.
Yeah.
Like, no. Like, don't carry this around as a sideshow entertainment, I guess.
I love Mike the Headless Chicken.
I think it's fascinating. Like, the scientific side of me is like, this is utterly fascinating. He decapitated a chicken, and the chicken lived for 18 months.
Yeah.
And that is completely fascinating on how that was even possible. I just think like the animal, like a sensitive animal lover in me is like, this poor chicken is
So-
like,
I am also a sensitive animal lover,
Yeah.
but they fed
they did feed
they
the
didn't
chicken. Yeah.
abuse this headless animal.
No.
The chicken
I
doesn't know it's a
just-
sideshow.
There were several posts and articles that I found that were like, this is bordering on animal cruelty. So I just wanted to throw
Okay.
the trigger warning out to anyone.
I mean, if
that,
anybody wants to at me and argue,
Yeah,
with
I
me,
mean-
that's fine. But I don't think it's animal cruelty because they tried to keep this chicken alive.
Yeah. And like they I don't think this would fly today, but also we don't really have like sideshow
Yeah,
attractions
like the
at fairs and that sort of
the
thing.
appeal
like,
of a sideshow just seems kind of wrong today. So like
Yeah.
I
and
get
I think
that.
like I don't think it would happen today. I think that if someone was like, "Hey, I have this headless chicken and he's doing fine," I think they're like freaking PETA would go cuckoo bonkers, which
Yeah.
I am anti-PETA, so I'm just gonna throw that out there. But I just think there would be a huge uproar and they would be like, put this chicken out of its misery.
yeah.
So I
Anyway,
just wanted to trigger warning.
Sorry,
that,
my little rant came
Yeah.
way ahead of your timeline here. So I'm sorry about that.
No, I'm fine. You can just ran away. Like I said, I don't have much information. Like literally this happened.
Okay.
Yep.
I was going to ask how a chicken can survive without its head.
So what happened is, what had happened was
What happened was
when Lloyd was going to do the off with his head thing, the axe did take the head, but missed a portion of, they call it the brain stem, but we now know that like there is not technically a brain stem. It's all connected.
Mhm.
So, but it left enough of the brain that actually controlled motor control, like that the part of the brain that kept the body
Alive, yeah.
alive and moving. And the way the axe hit the jugular vein, it kind of formed an instant clot. And then that scarred over. So the
That's
chicken did not bleed to
interesting.
death
So-
either.
That's wow. So it just like
It was a 1 in a bajillion. Well, I don't want to talk about how many times people tried to recreate this because that
is
was
animal
definitely
cruelty.
animal cruelty.
Okay.
Um,
Did they at least eat the chickens after?
they did, yes,
Okay.
but like a lot of people
Still.
tried to recreate this. A lot of studies were done, like scientific things were where they're like, let's try to do this, and they couldn't redo it. It was a 1 in a million weird, freakish happenstance,
Yeah.
like your sky
Like a
trumpets, the
perfect
right
storm of events.
the perfect storm of events.
Yeah.
Although although most of his head was severed, most of his brain and one ear were left. So the basic functions of breathing, heart rate, and the reflex actions were controlled by the portion of the brain that was left. So Mike was fine.
That's crazy.
He just walked around totally fine. And the farmer was like, I will take care of him. So I'm going to take care of him. So they devised a way to feed him. They gave him little bits of kind of mushy corn. And
like a
yeah, they would
syringe.
syringe because the esophagus was there. So they would
That
just
is
give
so
him a little
crazy.
bit of food and a little bit of water, little drops at a time.
Uh-huh.
They said occasionally, like he would, like there would be a little mucus buildup, and so they had another little syringe that they would kind of help clear
Like
his
one of
throat,
those little
like a little,
little
little,
nose
little
things.
thing you use on babies.
yeah.
So that's what they did for 18 months, and Lloyd kind of would go into town with Mike in his wagon, and he would be like, he started kind of small. It's like, I'll bet you a beer. I can show you a chicken with no head that's running around. And people are like, yeah. And then he's like, ta-da, here's
You owe me a
Mike. Here's
beer.
Mike. I think I said Mike said that. Lloyd said that. Sorry. So like he kind of just started doing this little, like just in town when he would go into town, he'd be like, haha, look at my headless chicken. And then he was approached by Hope. Not Hope. Let me go back to that. Hope Wade, yes, who was a promoter. He heard about the chicken and he came over and he was like, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this to the University of Utah in Salt Lake City. We're going to see if like what the scientists say about this.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to go on tour. We're going to show your chicken to the nation. And it was 25 cents to see the chicken, which is about $2.50 when this article was written.
Oh, man.
I did get I got an article from the Wichita, I've lost my,
Hello, little Kiersey. Hi.
well, an article in a Wichita newspaper. Using our newspapers.com.
Yay.
I think I closed that tab accidentally, but they said, Mike, the Headless Chicken is coming to town. And I know his little paw just reached up. He's like, oh. So yeah, you could go see Mike. And sorry, the kitten he's in my lap and he just keeps randomly lifting stretching his legs out, and it's just adorable.
We both have cats in our laps now, and Kiersey's tail is in my face.
So I got most of my information from that one newspaper article, and then also from Fruita.org, which is the website for Mike the Headless Chicken Festival that is held.
There's a festival
every year in
go.
Fruita, Colorado. They also have a 5K run, which we should totally do.
Totally.
And an art contest and a festival guide. So there is a pancake breakfast,
a
car show, a chicken show, a wing eating contest, and a peep. And I'm thinking I think it's the peeps, the little gross marshmallow peep things.
Uh-huh.
And then they have a chicken dance. But they have a lot of, this year they are having the Boys of Summer, which is an Eagles cover band.
Oh, okay.
Dang, I kind of want to go, except it's like May 30th, so we can't go.
Oh.
But it is, it's just in Colorado, so it's like we could do it.
Yeah.
Anyway. So yeah, I think this is really fun and we should totally do this.
Yeah.
Because they have music lineups. It's a Friday, Saturday in May.
They probably don't have a virtual option for their run.
I'll look into that. If they do, I'm going to do it. Let's see. Nope, it doesn't look like they do. Oh my gosh. They have a playlist called Heads Will Roll.
I love it.
I'll link that.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I love
That's
it.
amazing.
Oh my gosh, they have 300 participants registered for the race.
Oh, cool.
That does not say they have a virtual option, so we're going to have to go do this next year, next May. We'll be there.
Okay. Join our Patreon and donate to our
so we can go to Mike the Headless
Chicken.
Chicken.
Travel fund, yeah.
Because I want to do it. This is their 25th anniversary this year.
Wow.
Okay.
How long ago was
Mike was in 1945.
Way more than 25 years ago.
Yeah, Mike began his journey in 1945. His journey ended in March of 1947. Do you know where?
No.
Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh my goodness, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Oh, death place of Mike the Headless Chicken. That's so great.
In March of 1947 at a motel in Phoenix, Arizona, Mike started choking in the middle of the night. The Olsons did their best to save him, but they had left some of their equipment.
Oh no!
With the sideshow, so they didn't have everything, but they did try to save him.
Oh.
And Mike passed away. But this news did not come out until much later because Lloyd Olson felt guilty that he did not take care of Mike.
Aww.
He was very upset. He felt very sad that he was not able to save Mike. So he kind of put it out that he sold Mike.
Oh.
And was still like he was going to stop doing the tour, but Mike could still do the tour. And so like there's people saying they were still seeing Mike into 1949. So there's still like kind of stories of him being out, but that was
seems like
just
a
kind of
weird-
rumor. It was like, oh, I
Yeah.
heard Mike's over in that city, and oh no, he's over in that city. Like no one
Oh,
actually
So I
saw him. It was
wonder,
all like kind of hearsay.
like they put, hey, come see Mike the Headless Chicken, but maybe the actual, like, you get there and there would be a
we're
sign
sorry.
up
Yeah,
saying,
Mike's
like,
not feeling good tonight.
yeah.
Yeah, or just rumor like, oh,
Yeah.
I want to go see Mike. Yeah, I heard he's over in
Yeah,
somewhere over
That's
there, and then you're
interesting.
like, oh no, the sideshow's already moved on. Oh, you just keep missing him. But
yeah.
when the true story of Mike's death didn't actually surface until the 1980s.
Oh, wow.
And this is when Lloyd told his grandson. He said they worked so hard those 18 months to keep Mike alive that when he was passed, that it just was like, and the fact that the way he passed, like that it was, they tried
Yeah.
and like he felt guilty. So he just kind of like let it been, it says that Mike he just let it be believed that had sold to another outfit that did sideshows.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just kind of, he was like, I just got to tell you the truth. I guess
Wow.
he was probably getting up there in age, because he was a grown man in the 40s. So he was like, yeah, I just want you to know the truth that this is how Mike passed. And
Wow.
I think it's sad. And like I said, like part of me is like, oh, why did you do this and carry this chicken around? But also like, it's fascinating scientifically, like
Yeah.
this chicken could still be alive. And like the chicken gained weight and was very healthy. Like
Yeah.
several like scientists and veterinarians looked him over and they're like, he's perfectly healthy. His
Oh,
feathers are
man.
healthy and everything about him was fine. He just didn't have a head.
That's crazy.
But they said he would, at night when they would put him in his little enclosure, he would tuck his
Oh.
neck under his wing the way roosters, like the way chickens sleep. If you ever seen
Aw.
them, they do the whole little,
Yeah.
he would sleep like normal. He would try to crow and it was kind of just a gurgly sound, but he would do the whole like stretches,
Oh,
but like
that's adorable.
this chicken did not know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just, I did just want to give the trigger warning at the beginning, just in case some
Yeah,
people might be like
I get
super not want to
Yeah.
hear about this. I don't know. But I found it like fascinating. I didn't know there was a festival. We're going to go to this festival.
We're totally going to go. Yeah.
So like I said, it's not a lot to talk about.
That's okay.
But it is just kind of a fascinating little fun thing.
It makes me happy to hear how guilty
Yeah,
Lloyd felt.
He felt really bad.
And like I had a thought that it occurred to me, like I don't know, it's weird. I think originally he had no attachment to this chicken.
Yeah, it was just a farm
It
animal.
was
It was going to
just
be
food.
dinner.
And then this happened and he was like, holy crap, how is this chicken still alive? And so I don't know, that like Mike became a loved pet.
Yeah.
And like in spite of the whole, making him a sideshow and touring and all that, like I kind of think that was also cool because I would like to see a headless chicken,
I mean,
like a living, healthy, happy headless chicken, to clarify.
I mean, Mike lived 18 months longer than he should have.
Yeah.
So he was going to be dinner. So
Yeah.
like,
So like, and I'm sure a lot of people were equally as fascinated as at least I am about
for sure.
about this topic. So like, I don't even think the whole money making aspect of it was that bad. I think.
Well, he wasn't charging like thousands and thousands of dollars. It
Yeah.
says, at the height of his popularity, they earned $4,500 a month.
Oh, I don't even earn that.
In 2024. Oh, wow. Okay. In 2024, that's 63 grand.
Oh, dang. Okay.
So, I mean, they were doing okay.
Yeah.
So literally like, yeah, I mean, he was probably really sad when this chicken passed. Other than the fact that he did have his, they had grown attached to this chicken.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing in any of the articles that I found. Everything kind of said all the same thing.
Uh-huh.
The festival page had the most kind of feeling, I guess. Like
Yeah.
everything else was like,
The
these
most
are just the
heart.
facts. Yeah.
Yeah.
And everything just said, like he was, they grew to like him. They said they're going to take care of him, and they did. And,
Yeah.
I just, I hate that the way it happened, the way he passed is sad because he seemed to be doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice chunk of change. I could see why people were trying to.
The $4,500 a month would be a nice chunk of change for me.
No,
we don't. Make that.
Yeah, $4,500 a month would be nice. I'd do that now.
Yeah,
but
that's more than all of the jobs that I work.
Yeah. If you'd like to help us,
I know. Yeah, please. If we haven't begged enough, donate to our Patreon.
But I just want to be able to do more. In-depth research.
I went to the dentist today.
Oh no!
And the technician there cleaning my teeth asked what I did, where I worked, and I was like, well, the jobs that actually make me money are dry cleaning and pie making.
Yeah. But
here's what I want to do. So I started telling her about, like, me and my roommate have a podcast, and we have a Patreon, and we have, I said we're trying to write novels and get them published. And she was just like, oh, cool, that's fun. Like whatever. It was just like a random conversation with a stranger.
Yeah.
But
good job.
Yeah, okay, that's great. I mean, usually I get follow-up questions, but she was also like
it's
sitting there with tools, with dental tools waiting for
in
me
your
to
mouth,
stop
like,
talking.
stop talking. I want to clean. I want to do my job. I'm sorry I asked you. Like,
yeah. But it reminded me of that. I belong to a newsletter for a YouTuber and woodworker. His YouTube channel is called Woodworking for Mere Mortals.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I think I've told you about, I love the newsletters that he sends out because he treats them like a conversation. It's not just like
it's not
promotion.
Yeah.
But in one of the newsletters, he was talking about how like when did it become this cultural thing when people ask what you do?
Mm-hmm.
Like, first of all, why do we even ask that? Because your job is not your identity.
Right. And
why did it become you mean what do I do to make money, to earn a living?
Yeah.
And he started saying, like, when he first started this woodworking thing, it was a hobby, but he wanted to make money off of it. But it was a hobby. It's his passion. Like the money aspect of it really has nothing to do with like his aspirations and what he wanted to do, Yeah. But everybody dreams about making money off their hobbies,
Yeah, because then you're doing,
doing what you love. Like,
do the job you love. You never work a day in your life.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
that whole concept. But like he said he started, like, whenever people would ask what he does, he would say, well, my fake job is, and then he would list the actual job that makes him money. And then he would say, but my real job is woodworking and making these goofy little YouTube videos. And so I want to start referring to the podcast and the Patreon as my real job. Okay. This is my real job, even though it doesn't bring me any money. Well, the money that it does bring us, we just put right back into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That goes to merch and website and podcast hosting and promo and all kinds of stuff like that. But yeah, that was a weird rant, but your
love
topic
that.
Was short.
I love that. Henceforth, this is our real job.
Yeah.
The fake stuff is the pies and the dry cleaning. I like that.
Yep. Our real job. We are podcasters.
We are podcasters and writers.
Yeah. And GMs.
Yeah. And
not general managers.
Not general managers.
Game masters.
We'd be able to make more money then.
Yeah.
We are world builders and storytellers.
Yeah.
And
storytellers is kind of the overarching thing, I feel like.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. This
My
is
real job is storytelling.
Whatever this is, 27.
27. Mm-hmm.
This is our job. This is our real job.
Yeah.
Done. Boom. I love that. I loved your sky trumpets.
I loved Mike the Headless Chicken.
I love Mike the Headless Chicken.
Forgot why we started talking about jobs. It was me. It was my.
We were talking about the 4,500 a month.
Oh,
in 1945.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We'd be like, I'd be happy with 4,500 a month now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like. We were short on time because we had to do this one because I'm leaving tomorrow.
Yeah, we
So I didn't like. I was like, this is good. This is good because I thought there would be a lot more, but it's just a kind of a shorter story. And I was
actually
like, okay,
thought there would be more too, but
yeah,
it's fine.
I mean, there
It's
is
good.
a few little bit of scientific stuff about the part of the brain that does that, but like, it's a part of your brain that controls basic functions.
Yeah.
Did not get removed. So, boom, the end. Like, that's it.
Yep.
So, next year in May, we have plans. We have road trip plans.
Yeah. Also, for the and another thing chat that we're going to do after this that our patrons will get on Tuesday, I will be talking about more unexplained sounds.
Sweet.
I didn't really have anything related to sky trumpets, like in addition to say for and another thing. So I looked up a list. I actually just found it on Wikipedia. It's a list of unexplained sounds. So if you want to hear that, become a patron and you can
bonus content.
Yeah, you can find it under the collections tab in our Patreon where we list all of our and another thing episodes.
Do you want to go to Colorado next weekend? Because it's only 7 hours away. It's a 7-hour drive.
We can't. I don't think we can. We're dog sitting. Actually, no, we're not dog sitting until
June,
like the 3rd, I think. I didn't put it in the actual computer.
If we left Friday after Pies, we could spend Saturday at the festival and drive home Sunday.
Can your Jeep make it? That's the question. Because otherwise we'd have to rent.
We have to rent a car.
Because my car's not going to make it.
Patreon.com/Jess and his. If you would like to become a patron.
Yes, please.
We will do this. We'll plan this for next year. Let's put it on the calendar for next year.
Okay.
And I'm going to sign up for their newsletter. And we are going to do this.
Sweet.
I think they have a newsletter. I don't know. I'm going to find out.
Maybe. I don't know. They might have a Facebook page or something.
They do. They have a website, but
okay.
I'm going to just see. Anyway, I can do that.
Cool.
I don't have to do that right now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the oops. Okay, sorry. Oh my gosh. I just saw someone running the 5K in a chicken costume that does not have a head. What am I going to talk about in the after chat? And another thing.
And another thing. Unexplained, unidentified.
I might
sounds.
I might talk a little bit more about Mike. And I didn't prepare anything extra to talk about. So
I actually didn't until you started talking about Mike. I was like, oh crap. What am I talking about?
I'll find some. Maybe I'll find like some other interesting animal facts.
That would be cool.
Okay.
Sweet.
I'll do some interesting animal facts.
For some interesting animal facts and unexplained sounds.
Join us.
Yeah, we should draw some cards.
Oh, that's what I was like. Okay, we're done. Bye.
Yeah, I was going to say we should end this and go make pies.
We should go do our the fake jobs. Hey.
Yeah, our fake job is Colin.
All right. Sorry, I set the cards in a weird, awkward place.
While you spread out the cards, I will go ahead and plug our Patreon yet again. If you would like to join our awesome Patreon community, we have so many cool perks. We've got... Go ahead and just make some more noise. It's cool.
I'm just doing it on purpose now.
We have our tea time live videos. We have these and another thing chats, which you get a sneak peek of our topics and additional information or fun other things that we like to share. We also run tabletop role-playing games. We are gearing up to start season 2 of our cryptid campaign soon. At some point next month in June, we'll be starting that up. If you want to play with us,
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, we have a form for you to fill out if you are interested. You do have to be a paid patron to play these games, but they are open to anybody. Even if you don't know how to play D&D, we will totally teach you.
Mm-hmm.
We also have monthly postcard mailings if you are a Wolfborn. We have merch mailings if you are a blade dancer. We have a Discord server, and you can still join the server for free, but a lot of channels are going to be locked
To patrons.
to paid patrons, to everyone but paid patrons. Yeah, locked to everyone but paid patrons.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of that. Join us on Patreon, please. Patreon.com/JessandHids. Or if you'd like to just follow along with the podcast, sign up for our newsletter, you can go to jessandhids.com. You can also find us on social media. If you search for Jess and Hids, make words.
Ba-ba!
Yes.
That was my sky trumpet.
You can find me at Jess Whetten, WHETTEN.
I'm at createart_drink_tea.
Yeah.
Because that is my goal in life, other than this podcast.
Yes. That's my real job.
That's my real job. Yes. All right. Let's pick some cards.
Let's do it. I went first last time.
Oh,
You
okay.
do.
Oh, gosh.
I think I go
gosh.
first a lot, actually.
You do. We're going to, I need to find someone who's going to start watching this or listening and be like, can you just write down?
Yeah,
write
who
this
goes
down
first?
and let us know?
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. Ooh, okay. I'm excited.
Okay.
Do, 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 do.
Oh.
Tell me what it is. Tell me what it is.
I am so excited. Okay. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I am
for sure. For sure.
Okay, I am so excited. The only spoiler I will give you is that I was the one that put this on the list. So,
Oh.
yay.
Okay.
Yay.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, now I'm going to have to go look at the list. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know who puts stuff on the list anymore. It's all like,
I know,
where did that show up on our list?
What?
Okay. If you would like to send us a topic, you can send it to us at jessandhids@gmail.com. Just send us an email.
To us.
That is the only way that we will for sure see it and save it and put it on the list.
And remember who sent it.
Because,
you know what? There was one that we couldn't remember who sent it. Was it Katie? No. It was Kate Warren.
Kate Warren.
My mom sent that in. That was her suggestion.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah. But
Thanks,
I
Jess's
remember
mom.
Yeah. I remember wondering at the beginning of the episode, we knew that it was suggested by somebody, but we didn't remember who. So yeah, sorry about that. But also email us.
We have a ton of topics and we would love to talk about just about anything that we don't think of.
Yeah.
So yeah, send us a topic.
We love it whenever we draw a card that was suggested to us as opposed to one that we put in there ourselves, because it's audience participation.
Yeah.
It's great.
And it's like different points of view, different interests, different perspectives and stuff.
It always helps to know that somebody will listen to it.
Yeah. Somebody is going to love this episode.
If we're just talking about things that we want to talk about, then we, imposter syndrome is there and we'll think that, nobody else actually wants to hear this.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think
send us your suggestions.
Send us your suggestions at jessandhids@gmail.com.
What's your warm ember?
Oh, my warm ember is earlier today I was like, I need to think of my warm ember for when we record. And then I didn't. You know what? It's that I'm going to go see my mom this weekend.
Yay.
That's going to be fun for me.
That's a good warm ember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I got.
My warm ember is I taught my last yoga class of the semester today. I, by the way, am a yoga instructor. And I've been teaching at the local community college here. And today was the last class of the semester. And I've already said that I won't be doing any classes in the summer. But I pretty much have decided that I will go back for the fall semester. But doing, I love teaching yoga.
Mm-hmm.
And
you're an I love taking I did not take your yoga classes this semester and I seriously missed them.
I had a student today who said that she always there's a certain thing that I say sometimes. I don't actually say it every class, but she's like, oh, whenever you say that, I just feel so it just hits for me. And it's like every time we like settle down and just like I I open the classes with us just all sitting down and focusing on your breath, like your natural breathing. And I will like encourage students to like clear your mind of the to-do list and things like that, and just try to be present in the moment. And sometimes I use the phrase shake off the dust of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And she brought that up and she was like, I just love when you say that.
Aww.
So that made me feel all kinds of warm embers.
I love that.
And so, yeah.
Aw.
Yeah. So like whenever
it's
you
so
need
good to have that feedback.
Yeah.
Too. Like,
yeah. And imposter syndrome definitely kicks in when I'm teaching yoga, because I'm not athletic. I'm not in shape, but I don't think you need to be for yoga. And that's kind of a common misconception that people have, is that it is, you have to have a perfect body to
against social media,
do the poses. And you don't. You just, your version of all the poses are going to look different from everybody else's version of the poses. Like, find what works for you.
Yeah.
But anyway,
that was so sweet of her to say, like, just that connection, and that you've got that moment that just resonates.
Yeah.
Aw, that's a wonderful warm member.
Yeah. So yeah, shake off the dust of the day.
I love that.
Have some more members.
I always love the forget the to-do list, like just set it aside, because that's I'm always like, when I tend to kind of take a moment to like starting your class, I'm just like, okay, I'm doing this. And then when I get home, I got to do this, I got to do that. And it's like, no. Yeah. And you say that and I go, I'm going to set it over there and focus. And it is just kind of a moment of letting go of all that other crap and just kind of coming in. So.
Yeah. Like yoga is all about, for me, it's all about self-care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I will sign up for your next class.
Yay.
There are online versions, right? You have an online?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, if we have any listeners who are interested, come August, I mean, I'll give more information then. I think people will just forget about it if I do the whole spiel now.
But it is something to kind of put in your head.
I do have a virtual option, and so I have students in Colorado and in Charlotte, in North Carolina. Yeah,
that's cool.
So yeah, you don't have to be in town, but time zones you will have to consider.
Yeah.
Especially since at some point during the fall semester, daylight savings will happen, but Arizona does not change their clocks.
Right.
So
if you're on the East Coast, it's a perfect little chill session, and then you could just fall asleep.
Yeah. Well,
great.
Except now it'll be
earlier.
Sooner.
Yeah. Oh, never mind.
There's a 3-hour difference now. In the fall, it's just going to be a 2-hour difference. So
go to bed early that night. I don't know. Okay. Let's wrap it up. And
so many tangents.
I will just do that. We need to go do pies. I leave in the morning. Okay. We have new topics. I'm so excited.
And another thing to record too.
Oh, we have to do. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Thanks everyone for listening.
Hey, thanks for listening. And we will talk to you next week.